Line up, you fucking nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
They bring the heat.
Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher in the history of fighting.
They bring the knowledge.
If you think this fight is going 5 rounds, you are out of your mind.
They bring you the picks.
The dog is getting it done in this one.
We deliver every single week. We're bringing the heat, ladies and gentlemen.
The Moneyline.
Don't miss it on the MMA Experts channel each week. The Moneyline. We are live talking UFC Vegas 81. I'm excited for this card. Special midnight Moneyline on, I guess actually technically we're a Friday morning, Maia and Mike Finch, but a Thursday night, for the Finch man. What's up,
It's
brother?
9 p.m. over here. We're good over here. I'm keeping AJ up. Sorry about that, AJ.
It's all good, my man. Listen, I'm always down to do a show. The show must go on, and we're gonna make it happen whenever we have to.
Just so you guys know, instead of doing Moneyline on Monday, I was at the UFC Performance Institute. I got a little training in with Patchy Mix, Jeremy Kennedy, learned from Ali Abdelaziz. I rolled with a female UFC fighter who I probably won't name. I've definitely got some good training in, man. It was a lot of fun, and that's what I was up to. I was in Las Vegas, folks, so we're still going to get it in on a Thursday just like the old days.
Let's go. Let's go. We're in the house, old school Thursday show. Looking forward to talking about the card in depth. There's a lot of fights on it. And, before we get into just talking about this upcoming weekend's card, I think it just makes sense that we glance over 3 topics that I think are pretty major. Actually, 4 topics that I think are major. One will be a surprise that we'll do after the news reaction segment. So first things first, I'm going to brief through all of them, Finch, and then we'll talk about them in order. So obviously, USADA no longer being the UFC's drug testing, program / organization that they're with, man. That's one. We'll jump. Then the next one we're going to talk about, we'll do, Volk versus Makhachev, which is insane. And then Usman versus Khamzat Chimaev, which is crazy, man. Mike, what do you think we start with, though? You think we start USADA?
We gotta talk USADA because I've been hearing from real fans. Shout out to Jeremy Field, my buddy. Shout out to, people who are real hardcore fans are like, the UFC's not testing for drugs anymore. Folks, you got bad information. You've been duped because they are still drug testing. They are still with USADA. What they're not going to do is renew with USADA. They're going to go a different way. And, Hunter Campbell and Jeff Novitzky held a press conference, I believe it was today, where they broke all that down. So, yes, UFC athletes are still being drug tested. No, Alistair Overeem did not come out of retirement.
Drug-Free Sport International is going to be their new, testing team, whatever we call it. I don't know what they're associated with. And they test professional athletes like in, the NBA and sorts. And what they're looking to do is create a drug testing protocol that is fair to the athletes and sport alike, which is customized. USADA has one specific testing protocol. Now it's going to be a customized protocol. So I do wonder if there'll be certain out of competition, peptides specifically for injuries that might become legalized. I know Hunter Campbell even said he likes the idea of there being, certain supplementation for injured athletes or for, extending the longevity of certain fighters' careers. I don't know if that's a hint towards allowing, low dose TRT back like we had back in the 2000s for guys that are around 35 plus with low levels. I don't know, but it is really interesting because it does change the dynamic of the game. At the very least, the positive takeaway for me out of this whole thing is the fact is fighters not getting woken up at 4 a.m. cutting weight, needing blood drawn. Right. Because that to me is unjust, and that could significantly impact performance. What worries me slight, though, is the fact that I don't think there is going to be any other testing organization that is as consistent as USADA with the random testing. So are we now going more towards the old school protocol, which is going to be fight week testing, or when you have a fight booked, you will be tested consistently? Or is it going to be more like how USADA did, and they'll still have agents coming around at random times around the USA? No idea. I guess for one thing that fares it up a bit is international fighters like that are, in Thailand, let's say for a few months. I don't think there's USADA agents going over there drug testing them. So they're kind of, unable to be tested at those points. Whereas if you're stateside, you're going to be tested all the time. So it kind of, at the very least, closes maybe a bridge gap for like international fighters having a little more leeway with potential usage of performance enhancing drugs.
Well, as far as I heard from them at that press conference, no, AJ. As far as I heard from them, that there'll be more international testing than ever because this body already tests internationally around the world, and it's not, just U.S. centric. Now, all this is up in the air. This is a UFC press conference with Jeff Novitzky and Hunter Campbell. I don't know what it will look like, but based on what they're saying, no. Based on what they're saying, they're going to try to keep the same gold standard. And AJ, I would agree. I don't want to be tested in the middle of the night. Like some of the shit they were doing was crazy. Chael Sonnen peeing in a closet or whatever he was talking about. Some of this shit was nuts. So I do think USADA was, maybe a little bit overreaching. Although it is extremely important to have a clean sport. I mean, I saw somebody in the comments already said, let them do drugs. It's like, look, if I'm a clean athlete and I got to go fight Juicehead over there, it's as if they're bringing a knife in a fight. Like they have an unfair advantage and it would make me have to juice, which a lot of people don't want to do. So I do think that you keep the sport clean, and it's important to communicate that to the athletes because a lot of people apparently have been calling the UFC like, so I'm not going to get my jacket no more. I did all these clean tests. Hey, do I have to piss next week? They're trying to figure out what's going on. And hopefully nobody started being naughty. Hopefully everybody stays on board because I think the UFC is cleaner than it was, 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Since USADA's come around big time, I would say that the possibility of TRT is all I see as a, change in the game. I don't think they'll ever allow anabolic steroid use, but like actual medically prescribed testosterone for fighters that can prove that they are in need of it. It's going to be interesting. There might be a chance of that coming back, but then you have examples of it of guys like Vitor Belfort, TRT Vitor, who look like an absolute Hulk. But then you think of the Dan Hendersons, who was on a little TRT ranked contender. Then next, it gets off of it. He starts getting chinned in a lot of fights. So definitely could change the landscape for guys in the later 30s, bro.
Hell yeah.
The career is longer, which I like. But the fear is, how stringent is this test? Like, is it, they're doing TRT, but really they're at a little plus. There's a little supreme TRT. Maybe there's a little extra there. And, they're going to get through the drug test now because they'll cycle off. I don't know, man. It's very interesting, and I'm excited to read the comprehensive guide to what the plan will be when it's official, because I think we're going to have some really interesting notes on it, man, because it's going to change the sport for sure if there's any bit of leeway towards, different type of recovery methods that are currently illegal with USADA.
Yeah, sure. Fair point. And I mean, if somebody wants to go out of the pool during a recovery, like when Anderson Silva broke his leg, I was good with him trying to get healthy and then doing the USADA thing was 6 months. That kind of seems fair. Like, always put yourself in the shoes of the guy who's going to fight the dude who took whatever he took. This is why I was always like, why do they test for pot? If you told me, hey, man, we just did a drug test, your opponent just test positive for THC, I'll be like, bring him in the cage. Who gives a fuck if my opponent is smoking pot? So I think it always should revolve around what the fighters want, AJ. They have to ask the fighters. And if the fighters want to be able to recover from injuries and take time off, that's something they should be able to decide. No more, God complex, we're going to tell you guys what to do and you're going to like it. No, fuck you. I think the best thing should be ask the fighters what they want. And if they do want some changes like that, that would be totally reasonable.
Agreed. I got to bring up some donos in chat. Goldberg, my guy. What's good, guys? Nice to see you, AJ and Finch. What's up, Goldberg? We appreciate the $2 Canadian, Goldberg.
Nice to see you, Goldberg. I'm a fan.
Let's go. Ali Point VTV. Hey, also, thank you for the super stanks. It's funny. Super thanks on the late night live last night. I saw that come in earlier today. Thank you, bro. Ali Point VTV also dropping $2 here. Y'all dropped $2 for Iron Knee AJ. He knows the story. And Mr. Mike, my dog. Thank you, Ali Point VTV. Let's get it.
Appreciate you, Ali. Always good to see you, man.
Listen, the USADA thing is super interesting, Mike, and I'm so excited for more things moving forward, and I want to find out when. everything's official, the exact details. Pick 'em MMA, my guy with the $5 Canadian. Let's fucking go, boys. Dono train. I'm hyped for it.
Let's fucking go.
Thank you.
Let's go, pick 'em.
Big W's.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go, man. We have a question. When am I going to collab with Moicano? I commented on a recent video of his about collabing with him. I don't know how much traction it got. Did you guys see that comment? Maybe it blew up and I don't know about it because I get a lot of notifications on YouTube every day. So like I have a hard time keeping track.
Money Moicano would be an amazing addition. Money Moicano, I'll tell you what, my friend. I like your picks. I like your channel. It's good to get a little inside info, and you drop it sometimes. So Money Moicano, I would love to have him on the show. That'd be sick.
I would too. All right, let's get to the next subject. It's UFC 294. We have to discuss it. Guys, on the channel, I went in depth talking about UFC 294 with multiple news reaction videos, which I'm bringing back with fire to the channel. Then Mr. News now I'm bringing. Mike, I'm excited to hear your thoughts with Usman stepping in and Volk on short notice. Two things specifically. Better for the fucking card? You think that this is more awesome now, or is it worse and then potentially, damaging to legacies?
I think Kamaru Usman versus Khamzat Chimaev is a much better fight for both guys. I think Khamzat Chimaev, he was undersized against Paulo Costa, and he's already a 3-1 favorite. So he had everything to lose, not a whole lot to gain. I did not like him going up from welterweight and fighting the biggest middleweight in the company. Paulo Costa, I've met at Bellator. I got to hang out with him in Liver King. That guy is a heavyweight, okay? I was just talking to Cain Velasquez. Interview drops tomorrow on my channel at Mike Finch. And Cain Velasquez and Paulo Costa, AJ, are the same size. Paulo Costa is a monster. And if you're going to put him in there with Khamzat Chimaev, who absolutely bullies people, my friend Tawab calls it weight bullying. I think it's just pure strength, wrestling ability. And it'd be a hard time against a big, strong Paulo Costa. Now he's up against an Usman. I think this is a much different fight, a much better fight, especially since Usman's taking it on short notice. I have no idea what's going to happen. One of Usman's biggest weapons is his cardio. He's only got 3 rounds against Khamzat Chimaev. I can't fucking wait. If Kamaru Usman beats Khamzat, he's right up for the title again. And if Khamzat beats Usman, that is what a lot of people consider to be the GOAT. Not me. I got GSP as the welterweight GOAT all day, but Kamaru Usman definitely has a claim, right? He definitely has an argument for that. And if Khamzat beats him, by far, the biggest win of Khamzat's career.
I think with Khamzat versus Paulo, that was going to be cool, but the Usman fight is way better on paper. Like, I just love it because I always felt as though Khamzat's destiny was to be the man to dethrone Usman. Obviously, it didn't happen because why didn't it happen? Potentially because the Leon Edwards-Khamzat fight fell through. Can you imagine they would have fought and Khamzat would have beat Leon? We're in a whole different universe. He could have been champ there.
Yeah.
Looking
100%.
at it now, right? He fights him a year or two later after, we speculated they'd eventually clash at middleweight, better for Khamzat. I am picking Khamzat. I've already thrown my early prediction out there. I think he can win, man.
I agree. And thank you, Joe Dirt. I appreciate that. And yes, I want to say Khamzat could dominate this fight. I mean, there's a time and place. There's, when you run fights, they say, well, how many times out of 10? Certain number of times out of 10, Khamzat throws him on the ground and fucks him up. I mean, look at what Leon Edwards was taking him down, dude. Leon Edwards mounted Kamaru Usman. What do you think Khamzat's capable of?
Khamzat's going to put him on his back and beat him up, bro. I'm confident, especially short notice. I'm on Khamzat. I'm already dropping next week's pick. It is what it is. What about Volkanovski versus Makhachev, though, Finn?
Let's go. Okay. All right. This one, I'm like, ooh, do I want this? Because what is Volkanovski's number one weapon? It's not his kicks. It's not his jab. It's not his takedown defense. It's his cardio. This guy does not get tired. He can push a pace and he goes harder every single round. By the end of that fight with Islam Makhachev, he's turning up, throwing bombs, dropping them in the guard, throwing what he can. He does not get tired. And so him taking it on 10 days notice, I got to wonder if he's in championship shape. I know he trains year round. I've seen it. I keep up with him, man. I watch all his stuff on YouTube and I watch his Instagram. I try to keep up with the champ. he could not be in that type of championship shape. He's in shape, but for 5 rounds against Islam, who's definitely turning up in shape, he was ready to go again with Charles Oliveira. I don't know, man. I don't know if I love that one as much. I was kind of excited for the Charles fight. I like seeing Volk get a Volk. I like full camp Volk, but we're going to see what short notice Volk could pull out.
Listen, I don't know. I think crazy things happen with the short notice because you got to think too. Islam was preparing for Charles, who has a very different frame and fighting style. And I think that Volkanovski, even on that short notice, man, the mental state that he has is next level. Like the way he's been able to run through guys and compete at the high level and give hell to Makhachev. He's a guy that I don't worry about fatiguing even on short notice, man. Because even if the body's slowing down, the mind is so strong with him, he's going to keep coming. Now, you're fighting a Makhachev who is, the guy who beat you, the only guy in the UFC that's ever beat you, and it's a suboptimal circumstance. But one thing that he has in his favor now is he fought Makhachev before.
Yeah.
And one thing I'll say is his striking against Yair Rodriguez looked very good. His wrestling against Yair Rodriguez looked very good.
Very
I would
good.
say better than before.
Yeah.
So potential improvements are still made. I think that Volkanovski is a live underdog, and I did pick Volk in my early prediction. Just because I think this game is crazy. And in a situation like this, something's telling me that he ends up shocking Islam in Abu Dhabi. Now, is that the sensible prediction? If you really sit there and say, well, circumstantially, Makhachev should probably beat him on the judges' scorecards again. But it's damn sure not impossible. Volk could bring some power and hurt a Makhachev. I think he could knock him out on the feet.
I'm not dropping the pick yet. You guys have to tune in on Monday to catch the pick on that one, but I'm excited for it. AJ, as far as like 10 days notice replacements, these are pretty freaking good.
These are pretty freaking good. Guys, we got some great news, but now I have the final story to put to rest. Mike Finch hasn't heard the story in depth. I want to talk about. I talked about.
I did get the immediate though. AJ texted me that night. It went down. Dude, you're not gonna believe this. Blah blah blah. So I appreciate you hitting me up, AJ. I felt close to you when you did. I'm like, okay, I'm one of the first guys AJ hits up.
You were. I think you better than the first guy I texted. To be honest.
Respect. Okay. Respect.
Let's go. Listen, I got the greatest picture there too. It's healing nicely. So they asked me. What happened to AJ's eye? People have been asking. I've talked about it several times.
Legend.
And listen, I can, I can throw the story at you again. So I was at a nightclub for my buddy's birthday. We had a big group and we had gotten a section and it was a nice time. I was having a fucking blast. Too much fun, Mike Finch. I remember thinking to myself, man,
did you have a drink?
Fun. I had a couple of drinks. I was having too much fun, Mike Finch. So the bouncer that's there is telling my brother, hey, you're getting thrown out. And somebody came and got me, yo, your brother's getting thrown out. So I just went to ask him, hey, what happened? Why are you throwing him out? That's what I'm trying to find out. Wouldn't give me an answer. And I try to sweet talk him. Normally, like, I feel like people, they realize I'm a fucking jokey guy. They're like, yo, because this and that. No answer. Decides to fucking shove me away. And then the reason that the fight broke out is my brother's sitting down in the booth. The guy goes to grab him by the ankles to pull him out of the booth, which I'd say is pretty unprofessional. You know what I'm saying? Reach across, grab his arm, grab him by the shirt. I don't know. But the ankles, that to me is assault. So I'm on a slight platform and I fucking say, well, throw that knee, motherfucker. Fucking Masvidal flying knee. I'm hearing the stories from my friends athletes that bro, this fucking movie is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I don't know, punches flying from every angle after that. It's very blurry after the knee landed. And then the stories that I heard is I got jumped by 3 or 4 bouncers after throwing shots every angle. Somehow I went down. I got soccer kicked, they say. Never went unconscious, but I definitely was getting fucking cracked. I remember some shots getting through here. So that all ends. I get up, and then they throw you out of the club. You're thinking they throw you out of the club. They throw you to the back, and then you realize there's 2 fucking guys, me and my brother, and there's 8 bouncers. They're throwing kicks at you when you're down, like something out of a movie. It didn't seem real. I remember at some point there being on my feet and like landing a right hand and then thinking this guy is entering the Matrix. How is he hitting me after I just hit him? Probably because I'm getting fucking ripped from behind and thrown down. Right? Yeah, for sure. And it was pretty insane, man. My face got a little bruised up. That was the day after, the morning after, or the midday after. My brother, he didn't really have any marks on his face, really. Maybe a little up top here. His hand was swollen up. He definitely landed some good punches on the guys. So pretty savage mode. It's a hell of a fucking time. And, I just say one thing I'm going to push to the fucking crowd of, don't go intentionally getting into trouble with security at places.
Sure.
You're going to get jumped. But at the end of the day in life, you can't get pushed around, man. And if somebody's doing something in the wrong and you just can't stand for it, I think sometimes physical force has to be the answer. And that's the truth.
Damn, there's so much to touch on there. Let me start from the beginning. You throw a flying knee from an elevated point. What do you mean? You're on a stage? You're coming down
so the booth is like there's a stance here, like a platform here, and it's a little bit elevated. This is where the section's out of the nightclub. When you have a section, they elevate you a little bit.
Got you.
Yeah.
So you flying and you hit this guy with the
I hit him for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And then what do you mean you think XYZ happened? You don't remember?
I don't remember shit. I heard the stories. People saying I'm throwing shots, but supposedly they said to me, this is what my friends that saw it told me. They said it was almost immediate that fucking 3-4 bouncers were cracking you from behind because they saw the knee and it was like everybody from the whole security unit sprinted over.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
AJ. Yeah. You versus a squad of bouncers. Did your brother help fight?
He was scrapping, yeah. And he was fucking shit-faced. He was fucking throwing hands at dudes from what I heard. My other friend said, man, I'm curious to see the bouncer's face. So there was definitely some shots that he was touching on him.
Oh, shit.
But there's so many guys. At the end, I'm outside, and then you realize what's really going on when you got jumped outside. And I'm like, holy shit, there's 8 fucking bouncers here, and there's 2 of us. I'm like, this is fucking crazy.
Oh, my God. I'm pulling up the text messages you sent me. Maybe I won't actually read them. But can I show the picture? Yeah. AJ texts me this picture. He says, I feel so alive. I'm like, what in the world? You guys see the cuts on this boy's face? Oh my goodness. Yo, can we get some donos for AJ telling this insanely personal story? I'm showing you guys pictures. We appreciate you. Okay.
Yeah.
He goes, you up right now. I'm like, what's up, brother? Bro, you're gonna get a laugh. I got jumped by bouncers at a nightclub. It looks like I went 12 rounds. I think it's time to train MMA, bro. I was like, brother, send me a picture of the aftermath. He posts that. I'm like, man, okay, the rest will be private. AJ, I'm glad you're good.
Thanks.
Look at your smile, looks great. It looks like you're gonna recover fine. No stitches?
None. No doctor's visit, nothing. I went home and iced.
AJ, you're a savage. You're a freaking warrior, brother.
That's
cool that you stood up for your brother. It's like most people wouldn't, right? Most people wouldn't put themselves in harm's way to protect their brother. So that says a lot about you, and you're a stand-up guy. But I loved your message at the end too, and I'll touch on that last, which was like, the best is peace. Like the best outcome is to talk things out and to not have war, right? We got war in Ukraine. We got war in Gaza and Israel. War is terrible. War, violence is a terrible thing. Big fights at clubs and whatnot. It's not what you guys want. So it's always like the last resort, and it's unfortunate it came to that. So, there's the quote from Sun Tzu, I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. The goal for me is always to be the warrior in the garden. I just want to have a nice, happy life. Somebody disrespect me when I'm out, I try to do my best to not get into it. But when they're beating up on your brother, I mean, big respect to you, AJ.
Thank you, my guy. Listen, at the end of the day, that right there, it counts as a nice fucking, bare knuckle MMA fight at this point.
It sounds like you did better than Dylan Dennis does on the street.
So.
I think
so. Yeah, I'll take it, bro. And he's 2-0, so I'll take his 2 wins. Fuck it.
Ali Point VTV with the 99-cent super. Ali, I know you appreciated that story. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali. Fuck yeah. It was a wild time, man. It's a beautiful life, man. I feel great.
Goku, next time throw a microphone at him. That'll teach him. Maybe Dylan figured the game out. He needs some weapons because Dylan with these two, he's getting his ass. He got choked by a bouncer. You saw that Logan brought the bouncer with him when they did Come on, that was funny, bro.
That's funny as shit.
That was pretty good, man.
Yeah, that was good.
Anyway, AJ, you're a savage.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it, especially
That's
coming
crazy.
from you, man. A guy that stepped in the cage, man. I appreciate that a lot, man.
I've been in a couple fights, and it's a terrible thing, man. Yeah, I've been in a couple fights outside, and hopefully never again. Because the consequences could be really high. We
Yeah.
were talking about before we got on this. What if somebody pulls a gun out? This and that.
Yeah.
The consequences could be so high. So I'm glad you're safe and sound, buddy.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. Listen, no more somber notes. I'm a savage. This eye's not fucking bothering me one bit. Okay, I'm seeing clearly.
Anything's got a chin on him
than ever. Listen, I'm ready to fucking take shots, bro. At the end of the day, I said if the influencer boxing wants to call me at this point, bro, I'll take fucking a boxing match ain't nothing at this point, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah, he don't need no pillows on his hand. AJ's going. We've been doing too many BKFC shows. AJ's believing in them.
I believe in it,
man.
Listen, I believe. The flying knee too is just ingrained in me from Masvidal. I said, listen, it's an effective technique.
Hey, you were in Florida, bro. You had to represent.
Yeah. Listen, I had the hair like him too. Fuck it. They said, is that Masvidal in the club getting jumped?
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
You're a savage.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Listen, we got to get into the fights. Enough of the banter and all. We're going to start talking about this card. We're going to run it down. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, smash the likes. If you're new, subscribe. Holy smokes. My subscriber count is closing in. Guys, we're at 22,800. Holy smokes. We just hit 22,800 right now. So round of applause. I was going to say, let's hit it here. We just hit it. So God bless. Channel's growing, Moneyline's growing. We're taking over the internet, Mike Finch. That's it. That's the plan.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Thank you guys. Hell yeah. I love seeing the fucking growth of the channel. You guys are dope. Appreciate you. We've been doing this for a minute, AJ. So
yeah, I went back and watched the first episode last night.
No way. I know. I look at you. I'm like, why does AJ look younger? Holy shit.
Funny.
Have we been doing this for that long?
Chubbier, I think.
Baby face. We went from baby face AJ to bar brawl AJ.
That's it. Listen, it just the character development on the show for me has been very interesting.
That's insane. Now you folks know what happened to AJ's eye.
That's it. Now, let's get into the fights, guys. First fight on the card. Ladies going after it. It's Emily Ducote versus Ashley Yoder. To me, the sensible call is going to be Ducote by decision. Like, she should be able to outstrike the 37-year-old Yoder, who's been out 2 years and is on a 2-fight losing streak with an 8-8 pro record. But Yoder does got some long arms, man. She's taller, longer, and she's a southpaw. So, like, there's that factor. But Ducote really should win this fight, and I'm picking her to win a decision.
Ducote all day, folks. Yoder hasn't even fought in a minute. I don't think Yoder is UFC caliber, and that's saying something in the division she's in. So we got to go with Emily all day on this one, guys.
4-1 favorite. We got -400 for Ducote. Ducote by a decision is -175. Yeah, it's a damn wide line, Finch, man. What do you think about those lines?
I mean, it's a potential parlay piece. I think betting on women's MMA is a little riskier. Maybe there's stats to that at this point because it seems to be a pretty unanimous take at this point. But it could be a potential parlay piece. That's up to you, boys.
Yeah, let's go. Hey, Ken Williams, 199. Thank you. Heal up, son. AJ, welcome to the New England Cartel. Hey, honorary member, man. I need my shirt. I need my New England Cartel shirt at this point.
Dude, bro. I was just on the mat with Calvin Cater. I didn't get a chance to actually train with him directly, but watching him put in rounds with Rob Font, and I watched him put in rounds with Patchy Mix. So that was pretty freaking dope, man. New England Cartel in the house. AJ should join.
I should. Let's go, guys. We're both going Ducote. Confident call, ladies fight. It's still a ladies fight, though, and shit gets weird sometimes in the first fight of the night. But Ducote should get it done. She really should. Let's keep running. Next fight on the
Hype
card.
MMA. Thank you, buddy.
Hype MMA said something positive, my dog.
Of
That's
course.
a great
When
one.
does Hype MMA
so
say
positive.
something negative?
No, never. I'm just
Hype
saying in
MMA
compliment.
Ever said a negative
Never.
thing?
He's a sweetheart, man. I love Hype. Best weekly show on the internet, Hype MMA. I'm bringing it up on screen. Thank you for that, brother. Thank you. Dog right there. All right, Chris Gutierrez versus Alatengheili. Mike Finch, I'm picking Chris Gutierrez to win. It's short notice, and last week he was fighting Montel Jackson. But remember, Mike, I was selling you on Montel Jackson. That fight fell through. And now we got Alateng, who plays into the game of Gutierrez way better because he's more of a striker. He's got heavy hands, and he pressures forward. But Gutierrez is good at kickboxing, moving and countering. I think he's going to pick Alateng apart. I'll tell you this. I saw 2 knee knockouts on Contender Series Tuesday. I threw the flying knee Friday. I'm thinking Saturday, Gutierrez by knee is possible, man.
But Alateng's not going to be shooting on him. So, I mean, he's not going to be pulling nobody's legs next to him or some shit.
Nobody out of
whatever you did to hit him with the flying knee, that setup's not going to be there. So I think it'll be the leg kicks. I think it'll be the overall striking. And he's probably even better MMA fighter all around. So I think maybe the most confident pick on the card, Chris Gutierrez, should dominate this fight.
He should dominate this fight, bro. And the odds are not that bad right now. So we saw him open at plus 190, saw him spread to minus 190, all the way as wide as minus 450. Now, minus 265 for Gutierrez is the favorite, with Alatengheili at plus 223. So very interesting line movement there. Gutierrez by KO is plus 400 with a decision at minus 140. Yes, decision more likely. But the knee, the knee might land. I don't know. Maybe.
I just scrolled up and saw Grimy was already on it. I agree with Grimy. I think the leg kicks, he should chop the calf, chop the leg. Yep. I know he need Frankie Edgar in the face. But, I think overall he should just dominate a decision.
I agree. I'm sweating over here, man.
Alateng is kind of durable. Alateng's tough, so I could see them going all three. I think a money line on Gutierrez is a nice parlay piece potentially.
Love it.
Stay tuned.
Love it. Excited for the parlay section, Mike Finch. Yeah, Gutierrez for Finch and I with high confidence. Let's keep running up the card. Next fight on it, we got Irina Alekseeva taking on Melissa Dixon. I'm picking Irina Alekseeva. I think Melissa Dixon's good, and she had a nice win in her last fight. As far as who she beat, the last name I've said all week, guys, is difficult to pronounce, but I'm going to pronounce it right now. It's Daria Zelenakova, and she won that fight, but I think it was an early stoppage, and she was getting her ass kicked on the feet in that fight. And Alekseeva is dangerous on the ground and aggressive with punches on the feet, walking her opponents down with confidence. Alekseeva's the pick. I think she's live by sub or knockout. I think she's going to be dangerous. She's a Sambo fighter too. In the past, she's got that background. I think she's beating Dixon up.
Yeah, I mean, she was able to take down and submit Stephanie Egger, who Stephanie Egger's very, very accomplished at judo. So for her to be doing that, yeah, I think she could potentially do the same thing here, man. Maybe submission again.
I like submission. As far as the odds, right now, Moneyline Alekseeva plus 120.
Bro.
Dixon's a minus 140 favorite. She shouldn't be the underdog.
Brother, I agree with you 100%. Another ladies fight to look at, folks, and that's some sweet odds.
Yes, sweet odds. Submission plus 475. That doesn't even make sense. Knockouts plus 800. I think she's getting the finish. I like Alekseeva.
Damn, I'm putting together this parlay right now. I all three of these picks I like.
Good. They're good picks. I think the early fights in the night, man, might be some fucking A1 onslaughts.
It could be some touches, folks. When AJ and I first started hosting the show, he asked me, do you want to do the full card breakdowns? This is why we do the full card. Sometimes the better bets are in the fucking prelims.
Yeah, fact. And some great fights, man. I don't like missing any prelim.
Yeah, I mean, we're just super fans, dude. You don't watch more fights than AJ and I. Although we get to, be in contact with you guys, and a lot of you folks are freaks like us. Yes. So we're amongst our own on this show. Yes, that's for sure.
Yes. Gotta love it. Let's go. Let's keep running up the card. Alekseeva dog in that one. We got Terrance McKinney versus Brendon Marotte. This fight should be a one-sided slaughter. It shouldn't be competitive in the slightest. This fight should end in the first round. It's minus 600 for McKinney for a reason, and under 1.5 is in the minus 325 range. Mike, I think McKinney, it's knockout or submission in the first round. I think he's going to run Marotte out of there. He takes the fight on short notice, and McKinney can put a crazy pace on guys. And I don't think Marotte is ready for this level, especially, taking on McKinney in a debut. Now, I'm not saying he couldn't be potentially UFC caliber to take on somebody, in the lower tier. But McKinney's a guy that's been in there with high-level comp. And even if you look at losses, he still had good moments against Nazim Sadikov, who's a beast, nearly knocked out Drew Dober. He slept Matt Frivola in one punch.
I mean, Terrance McKinney is extremely dangerous. So that has to be said off the start. Of course, I'm picking Terrance McKinney by a finish, but he's a high risk, high reward fighter. So the high reward we just talked about, right? It's of course obvious that the pick you go with here is Terrance McKinney with a highlight reel, in addition to his highlight reel. But what about the high risk part, AJ? He has a style where he throws himself into harm's way. And that type of a style, when you're going against a guy with 5 knockouts like Brendon Marotte has, you got to consider the fact that he takes those risks. And so when I talk about fighters I like to bet on, in Islam Makhachev, I've made plenty of money betting on Khabib. These people have low risk styles. I personally like that. And Terrance McKinney is the exact opposite. So we both got him. We're both confident in him, but bet wisely.
Bet wisely. Yeah, especially at 6-1. This minus 600 is crazy, man. That's wide. But it should happen. Like, this line makes sense to me on a short notice, Marotte.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think so. I mean, yeah, 9 times out of 10, McKinney, dominates this fight. But McKinney likes to take those risks and put himself in harm's way. So, McKinney within the next 2 years will get finished again. I mean, it's just that's his style. Kill or be killed. It's super fun to watch, but a little stressful to bet on.
Yeah, fact. That's a good way to put it. Fun to watch, stressful to bet on. But when he wins emphatically.
He wins. Yes. Yeah. I mean, come on. When I met him, I was like, geeked out. I'm like, oh man, Terrance McKinney at the Bellator event. I think I told you right away, right? I'm like, dude, you are an exciting fighter to watch. I didn't lie to him, man. He's one of the most fun guys to be stepping in. You don't fucking leave the room when that first round starts.
Fuck no. McKinney the pick for us both here, and let's keep running up. Next fight is Tainara Lisboa versus Ravena Oliveira. I think Lisboa can win. She beat Jessica Rose Clark, who's, in the UFC or was in the UFC at the time. It was an experienced vet, and she strangled her. She did well in the striking department. With Oliveira, I'd say you're in a relative unknown spot, but what I did see from her is a bit of that reckless striking, gets a little sloppy in the later rounds. I think she could fatigue later. She's 7-1-1 as a pro. But the opposition hasn't been great. Granted, it's not like Lisboa is only fighting top comp. Her fight before fighting Jessica Rose Clark was against a 1-4 girl. But to go in and beat Rose Clark and to finish her showing that killer instinct, this is things that I liked. And I'm pretty confident that Oliveira can win this thing.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. I think it's Oliveira's time.
Did I say Oliveira? I meant Lisboa. Shit.
Lisboa? I'm gonna go Oliveira.
That's fair.
This is definitely one fight that I'll stay away from. You said Oliveira. Are you changing your fucking mind?
Oh, I meant Lisboa. You can track me all week. Lisboa.
You said it all week? All right,
yes,
fine.
Yes.
I like Oliveira in this fight, but it's definitely one I'm not gonna bet on, folks. This is one of those women's fights. The other 2 women's fights I liked. We even both went on the dog. I'm not fucking touching this one.
I called Lisboa a high confidence pick on this week's Best MMA Bets. Hearing this, you get me worried, Finch, man.
What would you bet on her?
Moneyline, no. Parlay piece, potentially.
Especially since Irina Alekseeva is a dog.
Yeah.
Emily Ducote, how wide? I don't need you to go look it up, but
400.
Okay, that's kind of wide. Yeah. I'm not going to bet on it. Good luck.
Yeah. Fair, bro. As far as the odds, they're wide here too. Minus 315 Lisboa. Oliveira plus 265. Wow. She's a big underdog, Finch.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. You know me. I don't look at these fucking odds.
No, I know you don't. But hey, at the end of the day, big dog. But even though it's a big dog, you feel like it's a coin flip?
Yeah. I mean, this girl got choked out by Norma Dumont. I guess it's an old fight. She's been on a nice streak. Yeah. I don't know. I like Oliveira. I think I think the fight is not bettable personally, especially if you're on Lisboa on those odds. No.
Respect, man. What do I think? Submission maybe? What's Lisboa by sub? Plus 225. The juice isn't necessarily worth the squeeze with even the props, not in that savage territory that I like to see. But Lisboa minus 315. I am going to pick her to win. Finch, man, we're on the other side. Going towards
that dog. Oliveira. I didn't quite realize that.
Big
Jesus
dog.
Christ.
Lisboa. I think it's Lisboa. The Muay Thai is is high level, so they think that she's going to be able to probably pick
Okay.
apart Oliveira. We'll see. I'm picking Lisboa though, Finch. I am.
All right. I'm against you for one, AJ.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's keep running. Next fight is our featured prelim of the night, and I expect it to deliver. It's Darren Elkins versus TJ Brown. Finch, I'm picking TJ Brown to beat my dog, Darren Elkins. Now, Darren Elkins is a great underdog all the time because you know he's going to give it hell. But he's taken some significant damage. He's lost, you know, what? 1, 2. Granted, the loss to Cub Swanson isn't that bad. Losing to Jonathan Pierce by a unanimous decision. I kind of feel like TJ Brown training with Bryce Mitchell and having competitive fights with Shailon Nordenbeke, beating up Eric Silva. Like, he's decent, man. And a 39-year-old Elkins, who I think is slowed down, does he have that same comeback ability? Because normally he's losing fights and then he comes back. So losing that comeback ability, if TJ Brown can fight smart and not try to blow his wad getting Elkins out of there, I think Brown could get a unanimous decision, man. That's what I'm calling.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a win over Eric Silva, Kai Kamaka. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kai Kamaka. He fights in Bellator, but he's very good. He's very clean. He's hard to beat. So to beat him on the cards, yeah, I think he's going to take out Darren Elkins too. And the odds aren't too crazy on this one. Now, you have to say the record, 17-10 versus 27-11. Folks, these guys know what it's like to lose. But it's something to look at because the odds, I'm looking at it right now, minus 185 against, a 40-year-old Darren Elkins. It's interesting. Darren Elkins gets through fights with toughness. When does that start to bite him? Probably already has.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, Ken Williams, thank you for $9.99. Thanks, gentlemen. The locks are helping me cash some extra cash, are helping me make some extra cash for baby number 2 coming next month. Appreciate it. Thank you, Ken.
Congratulations, Ken. I'm trying to put a bun in the oven myself. I'm gonna my wife is looking at me right now. Second baby on the way, Haley. Congratulations, right? Yeah, she's clapping from the other room. Congratulations, Ken. Keep going, buddy. Be like Elon Musk. Get like 15 kids in this bitch.
Let's go. Let's go.
Not
Ken
your
Williams.
wife. In this bitch on the earth. Not your wife is a wonderful person. I did not insult your wife just now. Sorry about that, Ken. I didn't want it to come off the wrong way, Ken. We appreciate the dono. Figure speech.
Holy shit. That's what Ken. Thank you, Ken Williams. We appreciate you, man. Much love, man. Holy smokes. All right, let's look at the odds here. The odds for this fight of Elkins and Brown, like Mike said, around minus 185. I'm even seeing as low as minus 177 for Brown, with Elkins around plus 155 as a dog. Over 2.5 is minus 140. As much damage Darren Elkins takes is like, even though TJ Brown's not a great finisher, like it could just be an onslaught and the, doctor's stoppage comes in here, but I don't think it's super likely. Brown by decision is plus 190. I do think Brown wins.
Yeah, I think so. I think, it's almost a bet against Darren Elkins, though. Darren Elkins has this crazy ability to come back in fights. So, this one can make you sweat too. But at 39 years old, yeah, I can't be putting money on Darren Elkins, man. We got to go with Brown.
Brown, the pick for Finch and I both. And let's keep running up the card, and let's jump to our main card opener. If you guys haven't yet, smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We got Christian Rodriguez versus Cameron Saaiman. Mike Finch, I think Cameron Saimon's a great underdog here. I think he's going to win the fight by a competitive, hard-fought decision. Now, I see your face, Mike Finch. I see you thinking, and I know you know about Christian Rodriguez. You've seen him for a long time, and he's got good skills. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But I feel like Saaiman potentially better on the ground when they get there, though I don't think he'll have an easy time taking Rodriguez down. I think the striking's competitive, but maybe Saimon's a little better. It's a competitive fight, but I'm going to pick Saaiman on the cards, man.
Christian Rodriguez was very impressive against the young star with the super chin, and not like he could take a punch. I'm talking about just the size of the chin. Holy shit. And he was able to win 2 and 3 very nicely. He's such a well-rounded fighter. It'll be a real test for Saaiman. I'm rooting for him too. Christian Rodriguez, super nice guy. I was able to call his fights back when he was an amateur. So awesome to see him at this level. That's my dude. But I got to tell you the truth. I see the underdog too, man. For that money, I think Saaiman is a phenomenal pick. He's such a clean striker. He's so technical. I do think he'll be able to outstrike just slightly Rodriguez and hang with him. Rodriguez might be a little better in the top. He's got like good control on top, and it's a good fight, man. This is a really good fight. I'm surprised, honestly, to see that Rodriguez is the favorite here. I'm going to double up with you, dude. I think Saaiman wins a close decision in a fucking awesome fight. And let's say this is not the last time these two will fight. They're going to be in the UFC for a long time. These guys are very skilled for young fighters.
I like it, man. And Mike, we got a question for you. Capo XG says, do you think TJ Brown gets over 2 takedowns? I saw him saying Finch. What do you think?
Oh, shit. Downtown TJ Brown. Does he get 2 takedowns? Look, Darren Elkins can wrestle his ass off, but you can definitely take him down. It's like Darren Elkins is going to stand back up. So that'll probably be why. It's because you can't hold Darren Elkins down. He's just he's a zombie in that fucking cage. So you can take him down all you want. I think he'll pop back up. Yeah, I think Darren Elkins gets taken down for sure. Over 15 minutes with TJ. Let's say TJ scores a takedown every round.
All right. I like it, Finch. I had to ask for my guy, man. Now, as far as the odds for this fight with Rodriguez, plus 125 for Saaiman. Rodriguez is minus 145, the favorite. I like Saaiman to win as a dog. Probably him out striking him over 3, so it's plus 300 by decision, but just money line the dog in this one right here if you're looking to throw down on MLs, man. Throwing down some cash.
Pick'em MMA said that people are putting too much stock on Christian Rodriguez's win over Raul Rosas Jr. But how when he's just barely a favorite? I mean, I think the odds are close. I think people are seeing this as a close fight. Pick'em. I think it is a pick'em fight. So I bet this is a good one. I think Cameron Saaiman wins like 2 out of 3 rounds, and I think it's a good fight. I think he's a little bit sharper with the striking, even though Christian Rodriguez is a striker. I mean, Rufus Sport, they turn out great strikers. Look no further than the Pettis brothers. I think Cameron Saaiman's very good. I'm just impressed with Saaiman.
Yeah, I agree, bro. Tiratu Paku, my guy, hey, Jay and Finch, Friday afternoon for me, just knocked off work, keen for the weekend, some great match, some good value dogs. You're so right, bro. Tiratu Paku, shout out to you for the 5 buckaroos. Thank you, my man. Fuck yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Just got off of work. You're on the grind. Appreciate you, buddy. You look, me and AJ, we never work, okay? I teach people how to strangle at UFC Gym Huntington Beach. Shout out, come train with your boy. And then I come here and I host the show. I host Bare Knuckle Bets. I fly around and do some interviews and stuff. I don't even work, so I don't even know what that's like. But thank you, Paku, and we appreciate you actually putting in an honest day's work. Somebody's got to do it.
Finch, you work, man. Come on.
What do you mean? I teach martial arts. I don't know. Is that a job?
It's a job. They pay you.
I provide value. I don't know if I work.
I provide value. I feel like I work, man. I feel like I work a good amount.
My father works. You know what I mean? He
like
drove a snowplow for the county. Yeah. Like my father works. Okay. Yeah. My mother works for a corporate. She's high up in a corporate ladder. Those are jobs. Me. I set my own schedule. I'm like, I don't feel like working. I was in Las Vegas last weekend. I don't feel like working. I'm just going to text my clients. I don't know. Life is good, AJ.
That's what I like to hear, man. Life is good. That's what it's all about. Thank you, Tiratu Paku. Guys, we're going Saaiman as a dog in this one. I think he's getting it done. We both like him here, and I think he's quite live. Let's keep running up. Next fight on the card, we got Edgar Cháirez versus Daniel Lacerda 2. This fight was at Noche UFC, and it ended in a no contest, even though Cháirez looked to have a deep standing guillotine, and Lacerda's arm looked to go limp. As soon as the referee jumped in, Lacerda woke right back up, or maybe was never asleep. The question that we really don't need the answer to, because now they're fighting again this weekend, and we'll see who's got it. I'm going Cháirez. I think he wins. I think he was on his way to winning last time, and it was in the first round, and Lacerda's best round is the first round. Cháirez is going to beat him, I think, by sub.
AJ is on it as usual. Lacerda is a 1-round fighter. Cháirez is a 3-round fighter, or 5 if he gets to that point. Look, the cardio difference is extreme. The stylistic difference is extreme. So this is one of those where if Lacerda starts taking some deep breaths at the end of the third, I might touch it with a live bet. And I love those live bets. I was just playing around with it a couple weeks ago. AJ, that shit is awesome. So yeah, let's go Cháirez, and pretty confidently, because he wins 2 and 3 in this one. And I do think that he knows it. Like, he knows he's going to try to get this guy tired and then pour it on late. And guys get tired out there, with Cháirez. He throws a lot of punches. I think he's gonna get 2 and 3 easily. And so it's just about surviving that first round. He's tough as fuck. I think he does it.
I'm going Cháirez minus 355. I think he's getting a finish, Finch. I think he's strangling him, man. Plus 175, Cháirez by sub. And then obviously Lacerda is a plus 290 dog. I had high hopes for Lacerda coming into the UFC. I was always picking him early on. But then I just realized he's got that impressive 1-round style, and then it falls apart. And Cháirez is not a guy to easily get out of there. He's not a guy you can take out in 1 round. It's just not. I don't think he's never been finished in the first round. I know for a fact. And I don't think Lacerda is going to finish him here.
No, I don't think so either, man. He'd have to submit him, TKO him from mount, something like that. Yeah, I think Cháirez uses the cardio to get this thing done, man. Good fight, and in the small cage, this shit'll be fireworks.
Let's go, Cháirez. I like the small cage note too. Yeah, for the W for us both here. Next fight we have Michel Pereira versus Andre Petroski. Finch, I'm going with Petroski. I just feel like he might be able to control Pereira in the grappling. Strong guy, good size middleweight. I don't know how Pereira is going to fill into this frame at 185 in the UFC. I know he fought Dushko Tudorovic and got TKO'd at 185 outside of the UFC. I feel like Petroski's grappling control is a big factor in his strength from top. I think he could potentially win it. Now, Pereira getting an emphatic knockout is way better for the UFC because he could be a fun player at 185 if he really fills this frame out right. But Petroski's grappling is something I respect, man. So I'm going to ride with the Petroski side here.
Well, Petroski's grappling is something everybody better respect, but damn, he just had a close fight, buddy. My palms were sweaty when I was watching that Gerald Mearshart fight because I had some money on the line. And I was like, oh, please, Petroski, pull this thing out. Gerald Mearshart's the man. Again, I hate to bet against my friends. Gerald Mearshart's been on the show. How dare I? Michel Pereira is in this thing. I mean, I saw Michel Pereira hitting mitts on Monday. He was at UFC. He was at the UFC Performance Institute in Las Vegas. Damn, he looks like a middleweight to me, AJ.
Okay.
He
That's
is
interesting.
Yeah, man, he is enormous. And so Petroski's more heavily muscled, but frame-wise, man, I think it'll be, one-sided on the feet. So I think Petroski has to get the takedown. So the fight is all about the takedown for me. Michel Pereira being kind of hard to take down. I've seen people who are confident on Petroski, okay? And I'm somebody who's bet Petroski in the past. I mean, I've been on him as well. Take it easy on this one. Be cautious, I have some friends who lost some money last week on Grant Dawson. We're talking, not just 4 figures, but 5 figure money. Be careful when you're betting on Petroski in this fight, because I do think that he's going to get dotted up on the feet. It'll be all about the takedowns. And if he can get those clinches and drag this fight to the ground, hell yeah, he's going to start dominating, man. When Petroski gets on top of you and your name isn't Gerald Mearshart, it's a fucking problem. So for sure, Petroski is going to be giving him hell. It's just that every round starts on the feet. 2 out of 3 rounds, it's totally possible Pereira lands some stuff. With that being said, Petroski's one of the strongest guys in the division. Pereira moving up, it'll be interesting to see how he deals with that. I'll tell you what, though, frame-wise, height-wise, looking at him on the pads, he looks explosive as ever.
Yeah, I like to hear that. It's intense. Listen, Petroski's a big dog right now. Plus 184 for Petroski, minus 214 for Pereira. Yeah, Petroski's a huge underdog now.
Starting to sweeten that Petroski bet up for me.
Listen, he's not a bad dog, but if he's stuck on the feet, he's getting knocked out. As far as Petroski to win by sub, it's plus 500. I do think an arm triangle is live here, or a strangle in general for Petroski.
How the fuck do I go on this one, man? Yeah, I think I'll say Petroski too, but damn, if Petroski can't get the takedowns, that's going to be an ugly pick, and I'll be mad as hell. You know, it's like he needs him, so probably going to be a no bet for me, folks. I think it's going to be a good one, and it's going to look like striker versus grappler, I believe.
Yeah, I like it, man. Fun matchup, damn good fight. Petroski, big dog. Pereira, if he wins, is an exciting contender at 185. So
Yeah.
essentially, you know, financially, it could be a losing situation with Petroski losing if you're playing him as a dog. But as a fan, you'll be winning with Pereira as an interesting contender at 85. So let's go. Let's keep running. Featured bout of the night. It is Jonathan Martinez versus Adrian Yanez. Mike, I'm picking Adrian Yanez. I feel like everybody's jumping off the train. They're jumping off ship after he lost to Rob Font, who's extremely good with his hands. And Yanez's best aspect is his boxing. Now, I know that Jonathan Martinez, I would consider the better pure kickboxer of the two. He definitely rips legs beautifully. He moves very well. I picked him against Nurmagomedov, so I'm not a guy that normally sleeps on Martinez, but something has been telling me that Adrian Yanez's boxing could seriously deliver for him in this fight, and I think he can knock Jonathan Martinez unconscious in the closer range. If he gets caught up chasing all night from the outside, the legs will get destroyed. But if he can close that gap, which I'm seeing him do, I think he can get a knockout.
Man, this is a good fight. How the hell am I supposed to pick this fight? Fuck this job, man. This is a tough fight to pick. Yanez's hands are impressive as hell. I love the boxing. I think I got to go Yanez, but my concern is the kicking game, the jiu-jitsu of Martinez. He's nasty with it. And my friend Motaz Oscar trains with him, and he tells me how dynamic he is, how he doesn't get tired. So, yeah, I think Martinez's game is hell. Apparently, he's like the shyest guy in the world, but you get him in that cage, and he is, as AJ said, got a dog in him. So I think Martinez is definitely live here. I respect the pick a lot. I'm just so damn impressed with Yanez's hands. I can't fade Yanez, brother, especially when he's got dog money on him. What? Adrian Yanez in a freaking awesome fight.
Plus 100 for Adrian Yanez, minus 120 for Jonathan Martinez. As far as the win by knockout for Yanez, it's only plus 200. So I would lean towards a money line Yanez, though he's going to get the knockout. In my opinion, you know, better off money lining it.
Yeah. Folks, you might be better off watching this one.
Yeah, fair.
But that's what I'm going to do. Holy shit, this is a good matchup. This is why the UFC's at where it's at. It's matchups like these. I mean, who the fuck knows who's going to win this fight? This is a great one. I'll tell you this. Martinez has a lot more tools. Adrian Yanez needs to pressure him. He needs to let his hands go, and he needs to defend takedowns and check leg kicks. If he does that, he wins. If he lets any of that shit start flying, this could go any which way. So I got Adrian Yanez being disciplined and coming forward.
Let's go. Shout out to Seth Otto in chat for the 1999.
Thank you,
Got
buddy.
to work, sitting in the office and restarting this from the beginning. Just had to show some love. Y'all both goated, appreciated. Much love, Seth Otto. I hope you have a tremendous day, and I really appreciate you showing love, man. Thank you for the donation, my friend.
We'll take the Seth Auto goated and $20. That's respect, Seth. I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you coming through, sitting in the office. See, I like how many of you guys, you have real jobs, unlike AJ and I, and you guys actually, you know, are getting a little bit of, I don't know, relief or something from watching the show. So makes us feel good about what we do. We actually provide something for you guys. Big respect to you, Seth. Thank you so much, man.
Let's go. Seth, my guy. Shout out to you and Finch. I consider this the realest, the real job, baby. That's it. That's it. Let's
AJ
go.
makes the graphics, so AJ has a real job here.
Thanks.
Talking about fights. This is a job. Are you sure? Go tell the people who built the Egyptian pyramids that this will be a job. One day you get to sit at home and you talk about fist fights, and people send you money over the internet. They'll be like, what?
Dude, this is it's a beautiful life. Well, oh, let's go, man. Listen, let's keep running up. Let's get to the co-main event. It's a good fight. It's between Jennifer Maia and Viviane Araujo.
Woo.
women's fight that's got a lot of stakes on it, right? Maia is on a 2-fight win streak, and Araujo's in a spot on a losing streak where, a loss would be terrible for her. I do think she's going to lose, though. I feel like Jennifer Maia's done better lately. I think her hands move pretty nicely, better than Araujo's, and I have a hard time seeing Araujo beating up Jennifer Maia in the grappling department. Competitive 3 rounds. I think Maia gets it on the judges' scorecards.
Man, fuck. Yeah. After talking about this fight today with a couple of folks, I think I'd better go Jennifer Maia. But I must say my gut instinct was Araujo, and because I think she could hang with the Jennifer Maia on the feet, even defend herself on the ground. She's got such a good frame, man. She's got such a good build. And how old is Jennifer Maia now? Is she pushing it a little bit? 35. Not too bad. Okay.
Nah.
All right. I guess
Araujo is not a spring chicken.
Yeah, Araujo is a year older than her. Wow, she doesn't look like it. Jennifer Maia, lotion, my friend. I'm just kidding.
Oh, shit.
So rude. How dare I? Rude. Cut that part. I didn't mean it, Jennifer. I'm sorry.
Jamie, cut it.
Cut it. They need to cut it. Yeah, I think Jennifer Maia had better go with. But losses to Alexa Grasso and Amanda Ribas, that's not bad. And that Amanda Ribas fight was a good fight. Alexa Grasso, she even looked decent against AJ. She didn't get run over by Alexa Grasso. That was a good fight. We're talking about going all 3 rounds with them. Win over Andrea Lee, who cares? Win over Roxanne Modafari, who cares? All right. She hasn't really beat anybody. Let's go with Jennifer Maia. But I don't know. Araujo's competent. It'll be a good fight.
Minus 150 for Maia, plus 130 for Araujo. Araujo to win, Maia to win by a decision is minus 105, over 2.5, minus 500. I do think Maia is getting it on the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, it would probably be a decision. It's pretty hard to finish Araujo, so let's go with Jennifer Maia in a decision, in a good fight.
Let's go. I'm with you, bro. Maia to get the win for us both as we jump to the main event. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and you don't want to miss any content. So turn the post notifications on too. Don't just leave them on all. Put them on personalized so you don't miss a video. Moneyline, normally Mondays. We're doing it special edition, late Thursday night for some.
Late night.
Friday morning for others. We're here. That's what it's all
my
about.
fault.
No, it's all good, Finch,
I think
man.
the people like the late night. I'm feeling the later the night gets, the more I start feeling myself. So I don't know, folks. I like late night. I appreciate you guys staying up with us.
Let's go. I do too. Yusuff versus Barboza, main event of the evening. Guys, I'm picking Sodiq Yusuff, but it's not like I'm telling you go bet the farm because Edson Barboza's kickboxing is incredible. I think Yusuff's youth is a factor. His athleticism is a factor. Potentially the wrestling is a factor. And it's not like Yusuff can't strike pretty well. I could see him touching up a Barboza in the later rounds, especially a fatigued Barboza. I'm picking Yusuff in this one, guys. But damn, if you're betting on this main event, you're in for a bit of a ride. You know what I'm saying? A little coin flip. I understand the Barboza dog side. Obviously, you look at Barboza in a fight, you see him at plus money. It's like, I want to throw down on him. But I do think Yusuff can beat him. So I'm picking Sodiq Yusuff in a real good scrap.
Man, another tough fight for me to pick, man. These main card ones are way harder to pick than the prelims are. The Cháirez win was pretty competitive by Sodiq Yusuff. I'm glad he got a guillotine, but that was a year ago now? I mean, yeah, exactly a year ago now. So him not fighting for a year is a bit concerning. Arnold Allen's not the worst loss in the world. Sodiq Yusuff did lose to him in 2021. Edson Barboza's got so much more experience, AJ. Edson Barboza's been in there with the who's who, and he's looked good, man. I mean, the one fight you can point to is probably Giga Chikadze giving him that work on the feet. But I swear to God, man, he does that to everybody. He's got a bunch of world-class kickboxers who come train with him. He could do that to a lot of different people, man. If you watch Giga Chikadze spar people in MMA, it's pay-per-view worthy, brother. He's knocking people out. So Giga Chikadze brought that heat with Edson Barboza and kind of backed him up. I always think back to when I thought Shane Burgos was going to walk down and box Edson Barboza, and then another other thing happens. So Edson Barboza's nasty with it. I picked Edson when he was a dog before, when he went up against Billy Quarantillo, and you guys saw how nasty the knee was. I think I'm going to ride with him again. But guys, I like AJ's, I understand the assessment of Yusuff, and Yusuff has the youth. There's some intangibles that we haven't seen. His first main event, does this even really feel like a main event? I mean, I love the UFC. I'm always pro UFC, but this feels like a co-main event to me. It's going to be a little nerve-wracking for Yusuff to step in there and look across and see a legend like Edson Barboza. Edson with a little bit of momentum with that knockout over Billy Quarantillo. He doesn't have to worry about a Bryce Mitchell taking him down. He doesn't have to worry. I think Yusuff is going to be stuck on the feet with him a little bit, and it'll be problems for him, man. And Edson Barboza at 37 years old is still dangerous as hell. He was on a little streak before that too with the Shane Burgos win, Makwan Amirkhani. I don't know. I think it's a good fight. I could see Yusuff winning. If you guys are picking Yusuff, I'm not talking you out of it. What I am saying is it's his first time in the spotlight. There's a lot of unanswered questions. I don't like that he had surgery. Sadiq Yusuff, AJ, got like spinal surgery in between during this layoff. Spinal. Ask Mike Tyson. He's injured like Mike is spinal. And I feel like a spine surgery is a crazy one to come back from, brother. I don't know what he will look like. I'm much more confident in the type of performance I will see from an Edson Barboza. That's why I'll go with the older fighter.
Let's go. My guy, Mike Finch, going with Barboza. I respect it. I respect the dog. Plus 140. Barboza, Yusuff minus 160. I think I'm staying away from the main event, sitting down and chilling. If I wasn't doing a pick for it, I'd be tempted to go dog side for Barboza as a D-Gen dog bet because he's always live to win. And he's a plus 250 knockout prop for Barboza as well. Yusuff to get the win. KO is plus 195. That seems undervalued. They're overvalued maybe. I don't know. Not undervalued. I'd rather see it at a wider tag is what I'm saying. Minus 160 Yusuff. I don't know. This main event is like, I think it's a coin flip. I think I want to chill. I got a lot of confident picks on the card. I feel like this is the one that I want to relax on. Right on point 10, what happened with the eye? Scroll back to the beginning of the stream. I have a whole segment dedicated to my eye that will be time-stamped immediately after the stream. So
yeah, and I saw Sub-Zero earlier asking me to break down why I wasn't there to back up my boy AJ. He had his literal blood brother there with him, my friend. And I told AJ first thing, brother, if it was me in there, they would have had some extra hell to deal with. But luckily, everybody made it out safe, folks. It's not I live in California. AJ's in Florida. For those of you who don't know, I'm keeping AJ up at what now? 2 in the morning?
We're at 119.
Okay, there you go. 119 in the morning, and AJ's hanging out with us. I appreciate that, AJ. And to answer Sub-Zero's question, it's because I'm in like 3 different time zones over. That's why I wasn't there.
That's fair. That's fair. Listen, guys, main event, good fight, coin flip fight. I think Finch and I both agree on that one. Do you like the dog bet of Barboza, Mike Finch?
I don't hate the dog bet of Barboza, but the problem with Sadiq Yusuff is the inactivity, the injury, and the lack of being in the spotlight. So, those things for me are not reasons to fade him, but they're reasons to just be skeptical. I truly don't know. It's not like I've seen all these holes in Sadiq Yusuff's game and I'm like, yeah, Edson's going to smoke him. I just don't know what he's going to look like. After spinal surgery, are you going to bet on Sadiq Yusuff? I don't know. But that doesn't mean I'm running out to bet on Edson Barboza. If you want to know my lock and my parlay, stay tuned.
Guys, you know what time it is? Let's jump right to it. The fame section, the infamous section, but my favorite section, the lock of the night. UFC Vegas 81 lock of the night. I'm looking to get 8 locks in a row this week, Mike Finch, and I'm feeling damn good. Both of us hit last week with Bill Algeo. That made 7 in a row for my end. So I'm hyped, Mike Finch. I'm ready for it.
Shit. I didn't quite know the lock streak was that hot, brother. Yeah. Let's go, man. Let's go, AJ. All right, I like it. 8 in a row. It's time, AJ. With that intro, you got to drop it, AJ. What is the lock?
I've been dropping. I actually dropped it earlier on in the week with this week's best of my May bets, so some of you will know. But if you don't know, now you know. It's Chris Gutierrez to get the win. I said Sunday when I looked at the fights, and then after I looked at the lines, I said, man, Gutierrez is going to be my lock this week. I think he's going to beat up Alatengheili, and I think he's got a pretty clean, unanimous decision coming. Now, when I originally thought to lock it, it was minus 190. I ain't changing the lock because of line movement. We have minus 263, minus 265 now for Gutierrez to win. Money line lock, Gutierrez for me, guys.
I love it. And the reason why AJ's on this lock streak is because he's not just throwing crazy dogs reaching for you guys. He's giving you guys bets that he truly believes in. That's smart, folks. It's real money people bet with, right? You guys are betting with your actual money. Don't just do it for entertainment, folks. Make some cash. So I like hearing you're on a streak, and I think that is a phenomenal lock, AJ. For those of you who want something a little sweeter, I'm going to go against my own heart, okay? I got to use my brain and say Cameron Saaiman. Dog money? Cameron Saaiman? I got to be on it all day. I think they mispriced it. I do think he wins the striking match. I do think he defends the takedowns. I like the activity. I just like the technical game the kid has. Two really young kids. You know, the Raul Rosas win was huge for Christian Rodriguez. It's going to be a fight, but dog lock, I think it's a good one.
I do think it's a good one too, my man. I like the dog lock call, Finch. Fuck yeah to that. Listen, that's going to jump us right to the next segment. We're doing it. It's time for the parlays.
All the competition that try to compete, stand back, watch the bomb drop.
Parlay time. Open up your wallets
and let's make some money on
Make
some
some cash.
fights.
Mike, we're going to eventually have to practice that. We got a choreographic. You know?
The timing. We got to get the timing
we do,
down.
we
I
do.
told you I got to get the guitar out.
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting.
Yeah, man. Oh, you're going to be waiting for a minute, bro. I am
That's
awful. I mean, you want to see the worst person on the guitar in the world? That's me right now, folks.
All right,
Okay?
all right. So we'll wait a bit then.
Yeah.
Your parlay, you're up first, Finch.
I can't even strum a guitar, brother. It's like my fingers don't quite like. My friend Mike Dawson comes over and he plays like an E chord and it sounds so pretty. I do it and I just can't quite. So folks, one day I'm going to sing parlay song for you. Today's not that day. My parlay has to start off with Chris Gutierrez. It was AJ's lock. I'm going to throw it in a parlay piece. It's my most confident pick on the card. You got to like him. I don't care if it was, 190 or 250. It's got to be looked at. Gutierrez is a great striker, and I do think he bounces back nicely here. Gutierrez, and then I think I got a lock. What is it? The first prelim of the night? Emily Ducote. I think she dominates the fight. Yoder ain't ready for the smoke. So put those two together. I think the two most confident picks I got for you guys on this card. Special mention to Irina Alekseeva, who's a dog. Special mention to Edgar Cháirez. But I like Emily Ducote. I like Chris Gutierrez. Put them together for me, AJ.
Minus 133 for that one right there. I think that's valuable. I think that's good.
Come on, folks. That's not bad. I like it, man. I do think that, when I look at this card, Chris Gutierrez is like the one guy on the main card. I guess Cameron Saaiman, but the one guy on the main card where I go lock. Is he on the main card? It better be. Where I go, okay, that's a great pick. And then I'm kind of betting against Yoder, to be honest. So there's my logic, folks. I think it's going down with the parlay. And, I went with the dog lock this week, but I think those are solid.
Listen, since I went with the favorite lock, I'm going to throw a dog in mine. I'm going to go Gutierrez. I'm going to go McKinney. And I'm going to go the side of Cameron Saaiman, Finch's lock, plus 295, baby.
Holy shit. AJ put it up half court shot for the parlay. Impressive.
I'm ready to splash it, man. I think those are some solid calls, man. The lock section's been on fire, and I'm excited for 8 in a row. Parlay section is always pretty fuego. Obviously weird things happen in the game occasionally, but for the most part, it's been getting, absolute W city.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, I had a nice parlay streak going. AJ's on the lock streak. You got to like it, folks. Remember to always bet with your own brain, not ours. We're just telling you what we think. I got no inside info on this card. Do I? I did see Michelle Pahea hitting pads and shit. Okay, maybe a little bit, but I don't have real inside info, right? Here's my inside info. You ready for this? At the UFC Performance Institute, they give out free Prime. Okay, it's just in fridges around the UFC perform. So I'm picking up the lemonade. I'm like, ooh, too sugary. I'm picking up the pink one, too sugary. I'm like, damn, Logan Paul, why is there so much sugar in this damn drink, dude? It is not a sports drink. That's a freaking milkshake, man. Yeah. So try Prime.
Try Prime. You liked it or no?
No.
None of
Too
them.
sugary.
No flavor.
Too sweet, bro. Too sweet.
I'm not. I try.
How dare they trick us? They had that picture where Logan Paul's sitting down, signing the papers, and Dana White standing over him. They knew what they were doing. They fucked with us. All right. I don't need their sugary drink.
That's hilarious, Finch.
I'm just messing around. Try Prime. I'm not hating on Prime. Shit, I'm not hating on it. Do your thing, Logan. I gotta get my own drink and start selling it, man.
Call it
put less sugar in it.
Call it Finch, bro.
The Finch. Yeah, people need the Finch. I
Fucking
swear to God, I'm
like
working
a
on
type of bird on it.
That was my original tattoo idea. Shout out to Joel Huff. We were sketching out a finch bird with like a black eye and like an MMA glove. I thought I needed that logo, you know? So I'm gonna need to go to like Chat GPT or what's the Discord to make me an AI picture of it. Yeah, we'll work on a logo, AJ. Thanks for the idea.
I like it, bro. I like it. Listen, lots of good things coming. Next week's going to be absolutely insane for us because it's an awesome card.
Yes,
I'm excited as hell for this weekend. I think we got a stacked card for a free TV event, and I don't think you guys will be any bit disappointed with the beautiful violence that you'll witness, man.
No question about it, folks. Look, it's not top heavy, but it's definitely got some talent on it. It's going to have some fun fights on it. I hope you guys enjoy yourself. Thank you for staying up late with us. If you're on the East Coast, I'm really messing you up for work tomorrow. You guys are freaking awesome. Appreciate every single dono. Make sure you subscribe. And AJ, if you don't mind, I got to plug myself. I got hella content to edit. I'll be busy. I shot a lot of video with Tatiana Suarez, UFC future champion. I got to watch her roll with a couple UFC fighters. I won't say much, but damn is she good. And all that interview is being edited right now. That one's going to be awesome. We filmed a ton of her hitting pads and whatnot. So really, really cool. Got to work with my guy, Cam Jam. Appreciate it, Cam. And then I went to Bellator 300. So I interviewed Cain Velasquez, Chris Cyborg, Liz Carmouche, Usman. I talked to everybody. So all that stuff will be dropping, and you guys will see that coming all week. My little shorts have been up for a while, and I dropped 2 little videos, but you guys keep it locked in on the channel. You guys have asked me, Mike, where's the content? Here's the content, folks.
Let's go, Finch. Shout out to you, bro. Good stuff. I'm excited to see people smash the likes. Let's run them up. We hope you guys enjoyed another Moneyline. It's a beautiful episode, late night, and it's a lot of fun chatting with you, Finch, man.
Good to see you, AJ. Go get some sleep.
Thank you, bro. People, we love you. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you for the support.
Monday.
Peace, everybody.